Hey guys, it's Haley and my tripod is shaking yet again. Okay. And today I'm going to be doing my Sarah Dessen reread update. I'm going to be talking about this Lullaby, which I finished like a month or so ago, and The Truth About Forever. I finished these books, and so I'm super excited to talk about them because I'm making headway on this reread that's been taking me quite a long time. So the first one I'm talking about is this Lullaby. It came out before The Truth About Forever. This follows the main character, Remy, who has trouble with love, and she's always like breaking up with people, and she never can like commit to a relationship because her mom has been remarried over and over and over again, and so she doesn't really think that love exists. And so I liked this book this time around. Remy was a really hard character to like. I think it probably would have been better if she wasn't in this book, but I understand kind of why she was the way she was, I guess. But the redeeming grace of this book was Dexter, who's the love interest in the book. He's just really sweet and funny and just overall like a really fun character, and like I said, provides a lot of humor throughout the book. But Remy's just not very likable, and it's supposed to be because she's been hurt so many times and just doesn't believe, her dad left when she was really young, and she just doesn't really know what love looks like. And so this book really like follows like, what is love? Does love exist? Is love for everybody? What would it look like even though the world's kind of broken? So that's what I kind of like, the overall arching, is that the right word? I don't know. Theme throughout this book is like, what is love? And love is different to different people. And for a long time, love for her just wasn't really real. It was just kind of this fake thing. And then she meets Dexter, and she has to like re-examine her priorities and thoughts about the thing, and her life kind of changes. And so I liked this book. It's not one of my favorites, but I did enjoy it. The Truth About Forever, and I loved this book. I listened to it as an audiobook, and I think I really enjoyed that because I actually like heard it in a different way. It like made me slow down and actually hear some of the things that I think I might skip over when I'm just reading it. But this follows the main character, Macy. Her dad dies, and she feels responsible. And so this really follows like her family and the way people, and like just the way people deal with grief. I thought it was really good and like very underrated, like just so good. I was like, oh my gosh, this should be a movie, because it just like really focuses on like, what do you do when someone dies? How do you respond? Do you like give up on life and just kind of hide under the covers, or do you embrace life because that's what they would have wanted? Like, how do you respond to grief? And they had a bunch of different people in here who are dealing with grief, but all in different ways. Like, her mom was such a hard character to like because she was just dealing with grief in a way that was just made her really unlikable. But you realize that she's that way because she's grieving, so she's not in her right mind in a way, you know what I mean? Like, she just like really felt she was hurt, but she didn't know how to process that. So in that way, she kind of hurt other people, hurt people. But like she was not a nice person, but it's because her grief. And so I thought that was very interesting. And then you look at Macy, who just has to be perfect, just has to keep everything in order because her dad's died and she doesn't know how to process it. And so the way of her processing is just to get a perfect boyfriend and just to live a perfect life. But then she realizes that she can't be perfect. Nobody can be perfect. And is that really anybody's goal, is to be perfect? Is it something that's really attainable? And so I feel like this covered a lot of like very interesting things in this. And there at one point, the storyline goes to a point where Macy's life has changed because she's hanging out with these different people, and she's making these new friends and got this job isn't perfect, and so her mom's freaking out, and she just has this different approach, and she's changing, and her mom isn't appreciating that. And at the same time, her sister is changing the house, and her mom's not okay with that either. Like, there's just this parallel that I thought was so really great on Sarah Dessen's part of like, her sister was changing something and her mom was freaking out about that, and then she was changing something, but in a way it was her life that she was changing, and her mom wasn't okay with that either. And so I thought it was just, this book was just really thought out really well, and I don't think a lot of people think about that, like, because people are just like, oh, it's a fluffy contemporary book, you know, a romance, huh? And you know how people do about contemporary. But this book had so much depth into it, and I had so much thought about what she was trying to say about grief and about change and about people changing. And are we accepting of people when they change, or are we just, like, you know, just intolerant of it? And giving people room to change, but also, like, letting people grieve and figuring out ways to help them in their grief process. I don't know. It might be too deep for this book, but I thought the message in this was so good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Like, I just really liked it. Wes was really funny. In this, there's a lot of parts in this where I was, like, laughing out loud and really enjoying it. Like, this lullaby was funny, but I feel like this took it a step up, like the characters and the storyline and things that happen overall. I think that so far, this has taken the cake in the Sarah Dessen reread. Like, solid, just a great book. And so far, I'm saying, if you are deciding to pick up a Sarah Dessen book and you're not sure, pick up The Truth About Forever, because it's so good. Yeah, so I'm happy that I finally got to do this update. It seems like it's been forever. I was supposed to have it done in the summer. Hopefully I will keep chugging along. I've already started Just Listen, so hopefully I can keep up with it. I am going to keep up with it, just I don't know when I'll be reading Once and For All. Might be next summer, but we'll see. It's fine. So I hope to be bringing another video to you soon. If you liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more from me and see more of my lovely face, you can click subscribe. It's always super encouraging. And yeah, I hope to be seeing you soon. Okay.